On our 5th wedding anniversary, Xavier brought back his pregnant white moonlight. He gently stroked Cecilia's slightly protruding abdomen, his eyes full of tenderness. Cecilia is carrying the Sioux family's eldest grandson. For the child's sake, vacate the master bedroom. As compensation, the basement of this villa is yours. The guests were in an uproar, and Cecilia looked at me provocatively. Sister, the one who isn't loved is the third party, and besides, my belly is promising. I watched this scene without crying or making a fuss, just gently sipping a mouthful of red wine. Indeed promising, after all, Xavier underwent an irreversible vasectomy 5 years ago. Is this child conceived through induction or asexual reproduction? The next second, I projected the high-definition vasectomy surgery document onto the huge LED screen in the banquet hall. Xavier's smile froze instantly, his entire face turning green like the chive dumplings from that night. Dead silence. The banquet hall was so quiet that you could hear a pin drop. Everyone's gazes darted back and forth between Xavier's head and Cecilia's belly. The red seal on that vasectomy document was like a resounding slap, fiercely striking Xavier's face. Cecilia reacted first. She let out a sharp cry and softly collapsed toward Xavier. Xavier. Sister forged this to humiliate me. But the child in my belly is your own flesh and blood. How can you let someone slander our mother and child like this? Xavier trembled all over, suddenly looking up and glaring at me viciously. Summer, have you gone mad enough? To drive away Cecilia, you actually photoshopped a fake? Don't I know my own body? Turn this off immediately. Apologize to Cecilia. I shook the wine glass in my hand, the red liquid clinging to the walls. Fake? Xavier, that private hospital is under your aunt's name. Do you want to call now and ask who was afraid of pain and cried like a sissy during the surgery? A few stifled snickers came from the guests. Xavier's face turned the color of pig liver. He rushed over to snatch my phone, but I dodged sideways. Security. Where's security? Drag this crazy woman out. Cecilia clutched her belly, tears falling in large drops, her appearance truly pitiable. Sister, I know you hate me for stealing Xavier's heart. But the child is innocent, why use such vicious lies to curse him? Do you really can't stand the Sioux family having an heir? What a big hat to wear. Before I could speak, the banquet hall door was forcefully pushed open. An elegantly dressed old lady, leaning on a cane, stormed in angrily. It was Xavier's mother, my dear mother-in-law, Sylvia. As soon as she entered, without a word, she raised her cane to strike me. You barren hen. Can't give birth yourself, and now you want to cut off the Sioux family's lineage. I'll beat you to death, you venomous woman. The cane whistled down. I didn't dodge, just raised my hand to grab one end. A dull pain shot through my palm, but I steadied myself. Sylvia was stunned, clearly not expecting the usually submissive me to resist. You dare fight back? This is rebellion. She forcefully yanked back the cane, staggering from the effort. Cecilia quickly went to support her, crying pitifully. Auntie, don't be angry, sister didn't mean it. She's just too jealous that I have a child. Sylvia patted Cecilia's hand distressingly, then turned to curse me loudly. Jealous? She's not worthy. Summer, let me tell you, whether this child is Xavier's or not, as long as Cecilia says it is, it's the Sioux family's seed. Even if it's adopted, it's better than you occupying the pit without shitting. If you're smart, get out of the Sioux family quickly, don't force me to use family law. The surrounding guests began whispering. Is this Sioux family old lady crazy? Willing to accept being a cuckold? Shoo, she's just desperate for a grandson, what's a green hat? Watching this family of clowns, the resentment pent up in my heart for 5 years finally found an outlet. I released the cane and smoothed my wrinkled skirt. Mom, at your age, don't get so angry. Medical knowledge says that elderly people with excessive emotional agitation are prone to cerebral hemorrhage. Especially those indiscriminate old fools, their blood vessels are the most fragile. Sylvia trembled with rage, pointing at my nose and cursing, You dare curse me? I'm in good health. I think you'll die first, you jinx. She raised the cane to strike again. At that moment, her eyes rolled back, and she fell straight backward. Thud, a muffled sound. Sylvia hit the floor hard, foaming at the mouth, her body convulsing violently. Cecilia screamed in fright, jumping away like electrocuted. Ah! Auntie! What's wrong? Xavier panicked, rushing to hold Sylvia. Mom! Mom, don't scare me. Call an ambulance quickly. Hurry! The scene descended into chaos. I stood there, looking down at the scene, a faint cold smile curling my lips. I had said long ago, my mouth has been blessed. Good things don't come true, but bad ones do, especially. Particularly for those with guilty consciences. Xavier suddenly turned back, glaring at me with bloodshot eyes. Summer. It's you. You cursed my mom. If anything happens to my mom, I'll make you pay with your life. I innocently spread my hands. Husband, how can you blame me? I was just kindly reminding, it's Mom who didn't listen. Moreover. I paused, my gaze falling on Cecilia's sky-high heels. A pregnant woman wearing such high shoes, be careful not to twist your ankle while walking, it could be one corpse, two lives. Cecilia's face instantly turned pale. She subconsciously stepped back, forgetting she was at the edge of the steps. Her high heel twisted. Ah! She let out a short scream, tumbling down like a rag doll. Though only 3 steps, for a pregnant woman, it was shocking enough. Cecilia! Xavier ignored his foaming mother, scrambling toward Cecilia. Cecilia clutched her belly, curled on the ground, wailing like a slaughtered pig. Belly, my belly! Xavier, save the child, our child. There was no blood under her skirt, but her cries were as miserable as if in labor. I watched coldly. Good acting, pity not to win an Oscar. The ambulance arrived soon, taking away the comatose Sylvia and wailing Cecilia. This 5th anniversary turned into a complete farce. The guests dispersed reluctantly, their parting looks at me filled with sympathy and wariness. Before leaving, Xavier pointed at me viciously, wait at home. I'll deal with you when I return. I ignored him, turning back to the room. Deal with me? He's not worthy. I flipped out a yellowed photo from the drawer. In the photo, young me was held by Grandma. Grandma was the village's famous shaman. On her deathbed, she touched my mouth and said, Summer, this mouth of yours can decide life and death, and also invite calamity. In the future, if wronged, don't hold back, curse it out, God can hear. I didn't believe it before. To maintain this ridiculous marriage, I restrained my edge, humbled myself. What did I get? Betrayal, humiliation, my dignity trampled underfoot. Now, I won't endure any more. Since they want to play, I'll play to the end. 2 hours later, Xavier returned. Full of malice, shirt collar open, looking disheveled. As soon as he entered, he rushed to grab my wrist, dragging me downstairs. Summer, you jinx. Mom has a mild cerebral hemorrhage, Cecilia has fetal distress, are you satisfied now? From today, roll to the basement. The master bedroom must be vacated for Cecilia to nurture the fetus, all the bad luck in this house is brought by you. I forcefully shook off his hand, a red mark on my wrist. Xavier, this is my marital home, my name is on the deed. For a mistress pregnant with a bastard, you want to drive your legal wife to the basement? Aren't you afraid of being struck by lightning? Xavier sneered, approaching me. Bastard? I've asked the doctor, vasectomy has a 1 in 10,000 chance of recanalization. That's my seed. As for lightning strike? Ha, I act upright, what lightning to fear? It's you, with such a poisonous mouth, careful your tongue rots. He forcibly dragged me, pushing me into the dark, damp basement. Bang, the iron door slammed shut. The locking sound echoed in the empty basement. Without my permission, you're not allowed out. Reflect properly inside, when you learn to serve Cecilia, then I'll let you out. The basement was filled with moldy smell. Only a small vent let in faint light. I groped to turn on the light, the dim yellow bulb buzzing, flickering. There were even sounds of rats scurrying in the corner. I found an old chair to sit, looking at the tightly closed iron door. Xavier, do you really think locking me up means nothing will happen? Facing the door, I said softly, a man who locks his legal wife in the basement, his career will go downhill. Also, this basement has heavy energy, easy to attract dirty things. At night, better close doors and windows tight. As soon as the words fell, the overhead chandelier suddenly exploded. Shards flew. Upstairs came Xavier's terrified roar, "What's going on? Where's the explosion from?" I patted the dust off my skirt, smiling brightly. The next morning, the iron door was opened. Cecilia came in carrying a bowl of leftovers. She changed into a white silk nightgown, face with exquisite no makeup, showing no trace of yesterday's tumble. "Sister, hungry? This is breakfast Xavier specially asked me to bring." She slammed the bowl on the dusty table. The bowl had a few mouthfuls of cold porridge, with rotten vegetable leaves floating. Xavier said, "A vicious woman like you only deserves pig food." Cecilia looked around, disdainfully covering her nose. TSK, this place isn't fit for humans." "But sister, don't blame Xavier, who made you so excessive yesterday? Auntie is still in ICU unconscious, Xavier hates you to death now." She walked to me, looking down arrogantly, eyes full of triumph. "Right, sister, earlier while packing in the master bedroom, I accidentally broke a jar. It seemed to contain some ashes? Oh, really sorry. I found it unlucky, so I dumped it in the toilet and flushed." I stood up abruptly, blood rushing backward. That jar contained my grandma's ashes. When Grandma died, I wasn't married to Xavier yet. Due to hometown demolition, I could only temporarily keep the ashes with me. Xavier clearly promised to keep them safe, bury when buying a plot. "Cecilia." I rushed to strangle her neck. Cecilia was prepared, dodging nimbly, sitting on the ground. "Ah. Help. Sister wants to kill." She took out a remote from her pocket, pressed it. A surveillance camera in the basement corner lit red. So this was waiting for me. Xavier's voice came through the speaker, furious, "Summer. Dare touch a hair on Cecilia. That's my child. If you hurt her, I'll take your life." Cecilia faced the camera, showing a victim's expression, tears on cue. "Xavier, I just kindly brought sister food. She dislikes the food, wants to hit me. I'm so scared." I stared fixedly at Cecilia's hypocritical face, nails digging into palms. Grandma's ashes, flushed down the toilet. The person who loved me most in the world. Even after death, no peace. After extreme anger, I calmed down. Looking at Cecilia, voice ruthless, "Cecilia, what you flushed wasn't ashes, it was your life. Those who desecrate the dead will be haunted by spirits. Your hands will rot, your face will be disfigured. The flesh in your belly will turn to a pool of blood." Cecilia was startled by my eerie tone. She subconsciously touched her face, then furious, "Shut up. Stop pretending ghosts. I don't believe your nonsense. I have Xavier protecting, what can you do?" She stood, kicked over the cold porridge viciously. Porridge splashed me. "Rot in this basement." Then, she turned to leave. The moment her hand touched the iron door handle. Crack, a crisp sound. The rusty iron lock suddenly broke. Broken metal shards flew like bullets, precisely slicing Cecilia's hand back. Blood surged instantly. "Ah!" Cecilia screamed, clutching her hand, squatting. The wound deep to bone, flesh rolled. Then, the dim bulb above her fell without warning. Bang! The bulb smashed by her feet, exploding. Glass shards splashed, cutting her proud face. A blood mark from my corner to mouth, shocking. My face. My hand. Cecilia screamed madly, blood smearing her face. I stood in shadows, watching her roll on ground, expressionless. I said, "Good doesn't work, bad does. This is just the beginning. Cecilia was disfigured. Though doctors said plastic surgery could fix, the scar like a centipede on her face drove her hysterical. Xavier blamed it all on me. He cut my water and food, locking me in the basement for 3 full days. On the 4th night, the iron door opened again. 2 bodyguards rushed in, dragging me out like a dead dog. Xavier stood in the living room, in a sharp custom suit, but couldn't hide the dark circles and malice in his eyes. Cecilia sat in a wheelchair, face wrapped in thick gauze, only resentful eyes exposed. Change her clothes. Xavier commanded coldly. A backless red evening gown was thrown at me. Tonight is the Sioux Group charity gala, all city elites will go. As my wife, you must attend. Looking at the blood-red gown, I smiled. What? Want everyone to see your disfigured mistress, or want me to prop up the scene for you? Xavier came over, pinching my chin hard as if to crush the bone. Summer, don't be shameless. Recently company stocks plummeted, outside rumors I'm abusing wife for mistress. Tonight you must act loving and magnanimous, clarify those rumors. Otherwise, I'll have your grandma's remaining relics all burned. Mentioning grandma, my pupil shrank. He still had grandma's jade bracelet for me. Fine, I'll go. I agreed straightforwardly. Xavier released, disgustedly wiping his fingers. Smart. Remember, control your mouth, dare say a wrong word, I'll make you pay. At the gala, lights brilliant. Xavier held my arm, face with extremely hypocritical fake smile. Cecilia, a special guest, wheeled behind, claiming injury from saving me accidentally. Media's cameras aimed at us. Xavier, heard your wife angered your mother into hospital recently, true? Mrs. Summer, is Miss Cecilia really your best friend? Why was she injured? Xavier calmly explained to the lens, all misunderstandings, Summer's mental state not good recently, signs of postpartum depression. Cecilia injured caring for her, our family relations are good. Postpartum depression? I don't even have a child, where's the postpartum? He's implying I'm crazy. I felt Xavier's hand pinching my waist hard, warning me to cooperate. I raised my head, looking at the glaring flashes, suddenly smiled. That smile, against red lips, appeared especially bewitching. Yes, my mental state isn't good. After all, whose husband keeps a mistress outside, brings bastard home, can mental state be good? The crowd uproared. Flashes went wild, shutters clicking continuously. Xavier's smile stiffened, lowering voice roaring, Summer. Courting death. Cecilia cried from wheelchair, Sister. How can you slander Xavier? Clearly you can't give birth. I interrupted her, gazing directly at Xavier. Xavier, dare swear in front of all city media? If you betrayed me, if you lied. Let the heaviest thing in this hall smash on your head. Xavier, furious, to salvage, had to bite the bullet. He raised hand to lens, gnashing, Fine. I swear. If I Xavier wronged Summer, said half a lie. Let the ceiling collapse and smash me to death. Words just fallen. Overhead came teeth-gritting metal twisting sound. Creak, everyone subconsciously looked up. In the hall center, that 2-ton, million-value crystal chandelier was shaking violently. The steel cables connecting, snapping one by one. Snap. 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 Sounds clear, like death's countdown. Xavier stood right under the chandelier. He widened eyes in terror, wanted to run, legs too soft to move. Last cable snapped. Huge shadow, with world-destroying momentum, crashed down. Target, Xavier. Boom. Deafening roar, whole hall floor trembled. Crystal shards flew like shrapnel, screams rising and falling. In flying dust, the huge crystal chandelier smashed the stage center. At the critical moment, Xavier whizzed out by a bodyguard. Though avoided fatal center, one leg was pinned by the edge. Ah! My leg! My leg! Piercing screams penetrated dust, scalp tingling. Xavier held the mangled leg, rolling in pain, cold sweat soaking him. Cecilia close, not hit but cut all over by shards, wheelchair flipped. She lay on ground, seeing Xavier's misery, screamed voicelessly, no strength to crawl. Scene in chaos. Guests fled panicked, media reporters like blood-smelling sharks, madly snapping. This is earth-shaking news. Sioux Group president swears poison oath, fulfilled on spot. I stood in safe area, holding champagne, not a drop spilled. Seeing Xavier's misery, no sympathy, only satisfaction. Seems God couldn't stand it. I said lightly. Voice not loud, but clearly entered every ear in the noise. Xavier nearly fainting from pain, hearing me, mustered breath, pointing roaring, "It's you. You're doing. Summer. You murder husband. Call police. Quick arrest her." Bodyguards wanted to grab me, blocked by swarming reporters. Xavier, does the accident confirm you cheated? Mrs. Summer, did you know accident would happen? Is this really divine punishment? Facing reporters' siege, I took out a recorder from purse. Secretly recorded in basement days. I pressed play, volume max, aimed at mics. Buzz. After current sound, Xavier's vicious voice clear. Lock her in basement, starve days. When she yields, make her sign share transfer, then send to mental hospital. Cecilia, rest assured, when that yellow-faced hag goes mad, Mrs. Summer position is yours. As for that old undead's ashes, flushing sewer is cheap for her. Field silent again. If chandelier fall was natural disaster, this recording is man-made calamity. This isn't just cheating, it's premeditated harm. Xavier's face from pale to ashen. Ignoring leg pain, shouted madly, fake. Synthesized. She's rumor-mongering. Snatch that recorder. Quick. However, too late. The recording via live broadcast spread across the net. Cecilia on ground, despairingly covered face. She knew, done for. I knew, this is just first step. Looking at Xavier, eyes cold, Xavier, you said call police? Good, I want to too. Sue you for illegal detention, intentional injury, and... I paused, showing cruel smile. Fraud. After all, a vasectomized man using fake pregnancy to scam family trust fund, that's no light crime. Ambulance and police arrived together. When Xavier lifted to stretcher, still cursing me madly. But his leg, comminuted fracture, likely lame for life. That night, Sioux Group stock cliff-dived. Sioux President divine punishment, Xavier illegal detains wife, tycoon mistress fake pregnancy rises, terms topped hot search top 3, with deep red explosive. I sat in hospital corridor, finished police statement. Just out police station, a black Maybach stopped before me. Window down, revealing Xavier's assistant's anxious face. Madam, Xavier wants to see you. He says, if you clarify all misunderstandings, he'll give you 50 million. 50 million? Beggars send off. I sneered, opened door, and sat in. Go, I also want to see his dying look. In hospital VIP ward. Xavier's leg in cast, suspended. Sylvia awake, on next bed, mouth crooked, drool flowing, obviously stroked. Seeing me enter, Xavier's eyes overflowed with hate, but he endured. Summer, you're here. He forced a smile uglier than crying. Before was my fault, shouldn't be blinded by that bitch Cecilia. I've driven her away, from now we live well, okay? As long as you issue statement saying recording forged by you, joking with me, I'll transfer a villa under my name to you. I walked to bedside, looking down. Once spirited man, now like a bereaved dog. Xavier, do you think I'm especially stupid? 50 million, a villa, to buy your lifetime peace? Xavier's face darkened, then what do you want? Summer, don't be too greedy. If Sue falls, you get nothing. Don't forget, not divorced, I'm your husband, if I have trouble you can't escape. He's threatening me. Pity, he forgot I have trump cards. I bent down, whispered in ear, I want 50% of Sue Group shares. Also, I want you to kneel, kowtow, apologize to Grandma. Xavier widened eyes, like hearing fantasy. You're mad. 50%? Why not Rob? That's Sue Family Foundation. Absolutely not to you. I straightened, shrugged indifferently. Then no deal. Wait for jail. Oh right, that fake pregnancy insurance fraud. I've sent evidence to insurer. What do you think? How will they sue you? Xavier's breathing rapid, monitor alarming shrilly. He gripped sheets tight, knuckles white. After long, he gritted, fine. I agree. But you hold press conference, clarify first. I smiled brightly. Deal. Out of ward, I took phone, dialed. Hello, newspaper? I want to expose, about Sue Group President bigger scandal. Want me to clarify? Dream on. At press conference, I'll give him a bigger gift. Make him unable to turn over this lifetime. Conference set in 3 days. In these days, Xavier used all PR power. Online winds began shifting quietly. Hordes of trolls flooded my social accounts, madly whitewashing. Summer isn't good either, heard she keeps gigolo outside. Yes, one hand can't clap, Xavier wrong but her so vicious, must have issues. Harm husband crippled, anger mother-in-law stroke, this woman is Scorpion heart. Worse, started porn rumors, PS my nudes spreading. Cecilia jumped out. With disfigured face, in live stream tearfully, I was deceived. Didn't know Xavier vasectomized. It's summer. She drugged me, made me think pregnant. She's a witch. No sorcery. That day chandelier fell was her curse. Such absurd words, surprisingly many believed. After all, that day my crow mouth was too accurate. Public opinion storm submerged me again. Xavier from bed sent message, Summer, saw? This is Capital's power. Don't want ruin, tomorrow conference obediently read script. Or, I'll make you unable to stay in this city. Looking at screen, I replied smile emoji. Rest assured, I'll read well. Conference day. Sue Group building crowded. Besides reporters, Xavier arranged victim families and troublemakers. Banners venomous summer, roll out Sue family. I wore black plain clothes, white flower on chest. To mourn Grandma. Entering venue, countless rotten eggs and veggies smashed at me. I didn't dodge, let dirt hang. The more miserable, the more wonderful the reversal later. Xavier in wheelchair, pushed on stage. Changed clean suit, face weak but sincere. Everyone, about previous rumors, today my wife Summer will explain. He handed mic, eyes full of warning. I took mic, looking at dense crowd below. Flashes stun eyes. I'm Summer. Voice hoarse, weary. About Mr. Xavier cheating, domestic violence, fraud. I paused, glanced at Xavier. He gripped armrests tense. All true. Crowd uproared. Xavier face changed, reached to snatch mic. What nonsense. Is that on script? I dodged nimbly, speaking fast. Not only that, Xavier also suspected of money laundering, tax evasion. Evidence submitted to economic investigation team. Also, child in Cecilia's belly, not Xavier's at all. It's from her affair with Xavier's driver to extort Sue family. This series of exposures like heavy bombs, dazing all. Xavier went mad. Shut up. You bitch. I'll kill you. He struggled to stand, forgot leg and cast. Whole person fell embarrassingly from wheelchair, lying like a maggot. At this moment, sky came huge rumbling. Chug chug, gale rose, blowing banners chaotic. Dozen black helicopters in line, blotting sky hovering over venue. Propeller's strong airflow forced all eyes shut. Helicopters' bodies printed golden emblem. That's Capital top tycoon, Gu family's crest. All looked up terrified. Xavier on ground, seeing terrifying array, eyes full confusion and fear. Who is this? I was stunned too. Until middle helicopter slowly landed, door opened. A tank-suited, vigorous old man stepped down. Behind 2 rows black-clad bodyguards, aura suffocating. Old man walked straight to me, seeing my mess, eyes reddened instantly. Summer, Grandpa came late. Grandpa? My mind boomed. I'm orphan, only Grandma, where's Grandpa? Old man turned, cane thumped ground hard. To Xavier on ground, thundered, dare bully my Henry granddaughter. I see your Sioux family tired of living. Henry. Name out, media reporters scared nearly dropped cameras. That's capital legend, business empire creator, stomp foot whole business world shakes. Xavier obviously heard name. On ground, Dusty, incredulously looked at me, then Henry. Henry? Did you mistake? Summer is rural girl, orphan, how possibly your granddaughter? Henry sneered, raised cane, whipped Xavier's broken leg hard. Ah. Xavier screamed like slaughtered pig, convulsing in pain, sweat-soaking ground. Mistake? I searched 20 years, can mistake own granddaughter? If not abducted by traffickers back then, how Summer end up suffering in countryside? You scum, dare lock my precious pearl in basement eating leftovers? Henry angrier, cane falling like rain. Each strike on Xavier's wounds, merciless. I let you domestic violence. Let you cheat. Let you bully. Surrounding bodyguards and reporters, none dared stop. Joke, that's Henry, who dares? Xavier beaten to last breath, no strength to beg. Cecilia hid in crowd, seeing this, scared wanted to slip away. I sharp-eyed, pointed her back, Grandpa, that woman flushed Grandma's ashes in toilet. Henry paused, eyes sharper than eagle. Grab back. 2 bodyguards like grabbing chick, hauled Cecilia back, threw at my feet. Cecilia seeing Henry's stern face, scared wet pants. No, not me. Xavier made me. I was forced, please spare me. Looking at her ugly twisted face, only disgust in heart. Cecilia, didn't you say I curse you? Now, let you see what real curse is. I squatted, staring her eyes, since you like messing relations, pregnant with driver's child to scam. Then I wish you, all secrets this life exposed. Every ugly deed you did, will fly like wings to every ear. Cecilia shook head terrified, no, don't. Words fell, sight big screen flickered. Originally playing Sioux group promo, screen changed. Became surveillance video. In video, Cecilia passionately kissing burly man in car, disheveled. That man, Xavier's driver. Their dialogue clear, Cecilia, really say Xavier's child? He's vasectomized. Afraid what, that fool doesn't know recanalization probability low. As long as I say, he'll believe. When I become Mrs. Summer, I'll get you in company as VP. Field uproared. Xavier half dead from beating, but heard dialogue, saw screen. Widened eyes, eyeballs nearly bursting. Cecilia, you bitch. You dare cuckold me. With my driver. This moment, body pain far less than mental humiliation. His proud true love, actually thorough scam. For this woman, abandoned wife, angered mother sick, ended world's biggest joke. Puff, Xavier anger attacked heart, spat blood. Henry stepped back disgusted. Filthy. He turned to me, eyes instantly soft. Summer, go home with Grandpa. Such trash place, one more second is bad luck. Looking at Henry's extended hand, calloused yet warm. This moment, finally had confidence. Good, let's go home. Just about to grip Grandpa's hand, crowd rushed out a person. Can't go. She can't go. A young man in white coat, panting, sweating. He rushed before me, eyes with near mad fervor. Summer. Really you? Your mouth, your ability, still there? I was stunned. This person, somewhat familiar. Deep memory, vague shadow always following, calling me crow-mouth sister. That was, my only orphanage playmate as child, Ace? Ace. That always sick as child, bullied by others, only I willing to play with, skinny boy. I remember once, he beaten head bleeding by older kids. I angry, pointed bad kid shout, you bully, you'll fall in pit break leg. Result next day, that bad kid really fell in construction pit, broke leg. From then, all called me monster, only Ace said, you're my guardian. Now, grown, became capital youngest genius doctor. But his look at me, still with near obsessive dependence. Summer, please save my sister. Ace plop knelt before me, grabbed skirt. My sister has terminal illness, doctors say no save. Only your word spirit can save. Just say she'll get better, she surely live. Henry frowned, blocked me. Where's this madman? Security, drag away. Summer's ability is for self-protection, not your wishing well. Grandpa obviously knew abilities cost. Each use that defying fate power, I'd fall seriously ill, consuming my vitality. Ace gripped tight not let go, tears flowed. Summer, forgot? As child you had fever, I stole Dean's medicine to save you. You said, later repay me. Looking at him, mixed feelings. Indeed, that high fever nearly killed me, Ace guarded 3 days nights. This favor, I always remembered. Moreover, earlier guardian awakened sealed memories. Grandpa, let him finish. I gently pushed blocking bodyguard. Ace eyes lit hope, Summer, just say one sentence, one. I sighed. Ace, know the cost? Defying fate, suffers backlash. I can save her, but I may shorten life. Ace stunned. Obviously didn't know consequences severe. His hand trembled, slowly released. Sorry, didn't know. I just wanted to save her too much. Seeing his despair, I softened. Take me to see her. But only try once, success or not, see fate. Ace ecstatic, kowtowed repeatedly. As we about to leave, Xavier suddenly crawled like mad dog. Mouth full blood, tightly hugged my ankle. Summer. Don't go. Don't abandon me. I know wrong. Before I bastard. Since you're Goo granddaughter, you can revive Sue right? Just say Sue Stocksores, we saved. I'm your husband. Can't see death not save. This moment, his ugly face shone fully. Even now, he thinks to use me, my identity, my ability. Never a shred of love. I looked down, eyes cold as ice. Xavier, you really disgust me. Since you want to hear me speak, I'll give you last sentence. I deep breathed, word by word, voice clear across field, Xavier, this life, destitute, betrayed by all. You'll spend rest in prison, nightly dream of child you killed and mother you angered sick. You'll seek life can't, seek death can't. Words fell, sky suddenly streaked lightning. Boom. Thunder shook hearts trembling. Xavier stiffened, eyes light extinguished, replaced by endless fear despair. He released, slumped on ground like mud. Police came, took handcuffs. Xavier, suspected multiple economic crimes and intentional injury, come with us. Xavier dragged away, no struggle, just dazed at ceiling, muttering, done, all done. Xavier imprisoned, sentenced 20 years. Heard he miserable in jail, broken leg not healed, became lame, often bullied by inmates. Nightly nightmares, mentally deranged, daily kowtowing to air begging. Cecilia sentenced for fraud, plus disfigured, suffered exclusion in women's prison. Sioux group bankrupt liquidated, once arrogant Sioux family, thoroughly history's dust. As for me. That day I went hospital with Ace, saw his dying sister. Looking at girl's pale face, I used last ability. You'll get better, live long. After saying, I coma 3 full days. Woke, on Goo family big bed. Grandpa by bedside, seeing awake, tears flowed. Silly girl, no more random speaking. Our Goo has plenty money, no need you risk life. Ace there too. His sister miraculously recovered, even doctors called medical miracle. To repay, and atone, Ace resigned dean position, became my private doctor. He said, "From now, I guard you." I didn't refuse, nor agree. After so much, I see emotions lightly. I returned countryside, renovated grandma's old house. Reburied grandma's ashes, chose feng shui treasure land. That day, sunshine good. I sat in yard rocking chair, sunbathing. Ace beside peeling orange, grandpa nearby teasing neighbor's dog. Years peaceful. I touched my lips. Since that day, never used chrome mouth ability again. Perhaps resentment dissipated, curse gone. Or, because now happy, no need curse anyone. Ace handed peeled orange, eyes gentle like water. Summer, eat orange. I took, tasted a segment. Very sweet. Ace. You say, if I now say you'll be good to me lifetime, will it work? Ace stunned, then smiled open, smile brighter than sun. He leaned close, seriously looking my eyes, no need you say. I'll use lifetime to prove, this isn't curse, it's promise. Breeze blew, leaves rustled. I closed eyes, feeling long-lost peace. Originally, best word spirit isn't curse, but love.